I never understood why they called it menopause. I mean, that just seems like a disservice. Hey y'all, John Solo here. Today's story time is brought to you by a good friend of mine, Andrew Gray, the only man I've ever slept with. Anyways, this is the first book in the Carlisle Medical series. This is The Doctor's Heart. It's absolutely lovely. I know you're going to love it. Enjoy, and remember, this is a Storytime episode, so it's a work in progress. This is kind of how an audiobook is made. You're going to hear me mess up. You're going to hear my lovely friend Tracy jump in and correct me when I mess up most of the time. And you're also going to hear me interact with the crowd in Discord. So, hope y'all enjoy. Have fun. Love you. Chapter 6. At the square, they turned to the north and continued on down half a block before Miguel paused to open the door and usher Roscoe inside. He led the way up the stairs, unlocked the door to his apartment, and led them inside. Before Miguel paused to open the door and usher Roscoe inside. He led the way up the stairs, unlocked the door to his apartment, and let them inside. I always wondered what these were like, Roscoe said as Miguel closed the door. The place was small but nice. The landlord really cared about the building and took good care of it. The walls were white and had been freshly painted before Miguel moved in. The kitchen cabinets and appliances were old but clean and had character. Have a seat if you like. Kitchen cabinets and appliances were old but clean and had character. Have a seat if you'd like. Yes, I am, Brooke. It's going to be fun. Kitchen cabinets and appliances were old but clean and had character. Have a seat if you'd like, Miguel offered. He went to the refrigerator and returned with a couple bottles of water that he'd set on the coffee table. Why can't I talk? Character. Have a seat if you'd like, Miguel offered. He went to the refrigerator and returned with a couple bottles of water that he set on the coffee table. I've been here less than 2 years, and I like it. Most of the year it's close enough that I can walk to work at the ambulance garage, though when the weather's bad I drive. But mostly I walk for what I need. Roscoe let the front curtains settle back into place. He sat down on the sofa next to Miguel, but seemed to be looking around as though the walls held secrets. If you aren't comfortable... You don't make me nervous, Brooke, so much as jumpy. Walls held secrets. If you aren't comfortable... I'm fine, Roscoe said, turning toward Miguel with that shy smile of his that said he was less than certain. It's just that I have the worst luck when it comes to guys, and I want to change that. He took Miguel's hand, his skin tingling instantly. I always jumped into bed before, and he sighed. I'm hoping for different results this time. He swallowed, Miguel watching how his throat worked, drawing closer. I can't blame you for that, but I'm not those guys. He coughed lightly, his voice rough from excitement. I know that. I think it's me. Roscoe's phone chimed, and he sighed, pulling it out of his pocket, then settled back on the sofa. I don't know, Brooke, you didn't look black to me. And he sighed, pulling it out of his pocket, then settled back on the sofa. My mom and Posey have been under the weather. That was just Dad to say that Posey is in bed asleep and that she felt cool the last time he checked her. He reached for the water. Last time he checked her. That is certainly how I think of you. Posey is in bed asleep, and that she felt cool the last time he checked her. And Brooke distracted me with being filled with cream. Posey is in bed asleep, and that she felt cool the last time he checked her. He reached for the water. I almost canceled because of it, but Mom and Dad told me to go. Is that why you've been a little edgy? Miguel asked. Roscoe had been tense for a lot of the evening. I guess. I tried not to let it affect me because I know that Posey is in good hands and with my mom and dad. Morning, Emma. Miguel asked. Roscoe had been tense for a lot of the evening. I guess. I tried not to let it affect me because I know that Posey is in good hands with my mom and dad, but I still worry. He opened the water and took a swig. Of course you're going to worry. What sort of parent would you be if you didn't? Miguel took his hand and squeezed it, then leaned closer as Roscoe's gaze locked onto his. He didn't move fast, giving Roscoe a chance to back off, but he didn't. And when Miguel paused, just inches away, Roscoe closed the distance, initiating a gentle kiss that tasted like absolute heaven. Miguel pulled back, breathing heavily, even after such a soft kiss. There wasn't any grabbing or yanking each other together, and yet he found himself breathless, blinking to himself just to make sure that what had happened was real. Oh, the kiss had stirred passions down deep inside that threatened to well up, but he figured if he did that he wanted it to. That's a pretty good pickup line, Brooke. My favorite that I saw recently was, did you butt dial me? Did you butt dial me? 'Cause that ass is calling. Kiss had stirred passions down deep inside that threatened to well up. Something like that. Kiss had stirred passions down deep inside that threatened to well up. I hate it when I stop in the middle of a paragraph. But he figured had stirred passions down deep inside that threatened to well up. But he figured if he did what he wanted to do, it was likely he'd scare Roscoe off or something. Taking things slowly seemed to be on Roscoe's agenda, and there was nothing wrong with that, even if every cell in his body screamed for him to push the delectable man back on the sofa, strip him naked, and have his way with him. Wow, Roscoe said softly, half under his breath. Yeah, I know. Miguel watched Roscoe closely, his cheeks flushing almost all the way to his ears. Now that was one heck of a reaction to a simple kiss. He paused to see how Roscoe would respond, though he didn't have to wait long. Roscoe's warm hand slid around the back of Miguel's neck, the soft pressure tugging him forward. Miguel went willingly, tilting his head slightly before taking his second kiss. This one was longer, with more heat and desire. Roscoe wrapped his arms around him, holding him tighter and pressing forward. Miguel went with him, letting Roscoe push him back against the sofa cushions. What started as simple kissing quickly escalated to a make-out session that left Miguel short of breath. He kissed back, holding him tighter, his hips rocking slowly against Roscoe's, with heat building quickly. Damn, this was heaven. Chimes started playing in his pants. Ding dong, the witch is dead, the witch... Goes, with heat building quickly. Damn, this was heaven. Goes, with heat building quickly. Damn, this was heaven. Chimes started playing in his pants. Miguel growled and pulled out his damned phone, intending to tell off the telemarketer. Instead, it was his parents' number. With a sigh, he answered it. Hey, Mom, he said as casually as he could, not wanting to sound breathless, even though he was. Miguel, it's your father. That's not right.